When I was 17, my first guitar died a tragic, awful, terrible death. My mom killed it, and then I killed it again. Hey everybody, welcome back, and thanks for hanging out with me. Before I tell the story of the death of my first guitar, I want to let you know that I have a new music project coming out on October 2nd. It's a worship album entitled Otherworldly I, King of Heaven. It's going to be everywhere, on streaming platforms, anywhere you can get music, you can find it. I'll even have physical CDs available if you would like one of those. So let me know if you want a CD and I can get one to you. Otherwise, I would love it if you would check out Otherworldly I, King of Heaven, streaming everywhere on October 2nd. And the day before, Thursday, October 1st at 8:30 p.m., I'm going to have a Zoom CD release party that you're all invited to. So hit me up any way, shape, or form. Comment here, DM, text, email, call me, whatever you want to do, and I'll get you that Zoom information. Now, the year was 94, 95-ish. And it's down in Southern California, is where I grew up. And the Harvest Crusade was a huge deal back then. Greg Laurie, big evangelistic event, and they were big in, top billing Christian speakers and pastors and bands like Audio Adrenaline and, George Clay, DC Talk, these kind of guys. And there was the mid-90s Christian ska movement, that wonderful subgenre that is like woven into my soul. And the band, the Orange County Supertones, were touring their second album, Supertones Strike Back. They were playing at Harvest Crusade. We went as a church. I piled in as like a junior, like a freshman in high school. And we saw the Supertones play at Angel Stadium. And we're there, and they're rocking out, and you could see like the balconies around, like the multiple levels of the stadium were just moving with the music. The band was playing a song called Little Man. Oh, let my pride fall down. I'm a little man. And then they had this like breakdown towards the end of the song where they're like, burn it, burn it, and they're going, remember there's enough forgiven God, now cast him away. All of that stuff. And I'm just watching these multi-levels go, earn it, earn it. And I was like simultaneously totally frightened for my life and also in a total state of euphoria over this whole thing. And I remember that moment was such a catalyst. It was such a defining moment for me as a young musician, because in that moment I decided that I'm going to learn how to play guitar and I'm going to write songs for Jesus for the rest of my life. So I came home, started strumming on my mom's classical nylon guitar. Then, and I told my parents all about it. And my dad was a plumbing contractor, still is, but he owned his own business back then. So I worked all spring break and all summer vacation, saved up my money, and I bought my first electric guitar. It was a white Stratocaster style body. It was called a Sledgehammer. I don't remember what the parent company that made it, but the model was called a Sledgehammer. And the guitar was very true to its name. It had all of the elegance and the subtlety of a sledgehammer. It was like this slab of wood with a maple neck and a white body and a black pickguard. And I couldn't find a picture of the actual sledgehammer, but this is close enough to get the idea. And man, I bought this little cube amp, this little solid state. It was like this big. It was like just so terrible. It sounded like garbage, but I loved it. And I played all my played Rage Against the Machine and Metallica riffs and all of this stuff. Back in the day, I was not a good high school student. I was not a studious, nor was I a responsible young man. I would rather spend my time playing guitar than studying. So I devised my little clever ways to get around studying. But the thing is, when you're a kid or you're a teenager, you're not as clever as you think, and your parents are onto you more than you know. So this was my setup. I would sit down on my floor in my bedroom, and I would lay out like my biology book or whatever in front of me, and I would sit on the floor with my guitar unplugged, and just sit here with my guitar. And this is not that's the dead guitar. This is a black Shet that my dad bought for me. I would sit down and just sort of noodle, unplugged. And then if my mom or dad were walking down the hallway and knocked on my door, flip it, slide it under my bed, and ta-da! I'm studying biology. Well, my parents were on to me, and one day my mom was like, I'm sure, I haven't never actually asked her this part of the story, but I'm sure she just like snuck down the hallway super stealthily, and then grabbed my doorknob and was like, ha! And opened the door. And I was like, who? With my guitar, oh, I got caught. Like, what are you gonna do? And I had seriously pushed the limits of my family's patience back then. We were really not walking with the Lord at the time. Family tensions were high. I was pushing buttons left and right, and I had definitely, crossed the line. And my mom walks in without saying a word. And I love my mom, by the way. She's a good mom, but. This was a rough day. She comes in, grabs the guitar right out of my hand, whoop, and just walks out the door. And I was like, ah! And I followed her through the house, out to the garage, and I see her just throw it. Just throw the guitar. And I watched in slow motion, the guitar goes, and headstock down on the concrete of our garage, and slide across the floor, and my heart breaks along with it. And it just cracked everything. Just all of this area was cracked, and the neck everything was cracked. Just dead. The guitar was dead. Broke its little neck. And I remember trying to play it for a little while afterwards, but it just wouldn't hold tune. There's nothing I could do. It was just dead. Well, I never could get rid of it. It was very sentimental. But it was worthless. A few years later, I started playing with a band, and we were called All Things Possible. This was in the early 2000s, and we put a couple albums out. The second album that we did was called Foundations, and we based it off the scripture that says, greater foundations can no man lay than that which is Jesus Christ. And so we decided to show on the album cover and in the album art all different kinds of things that people build as their foundations, the things that they build their life on. That ultimately proved to be fruitless. Money, status, fame, power. So we found this old burned out building that was all spray painted. There's an old rusted out car. Then we took my old sledgehammer, and we used it to signify people putting their trust and building their life into status and attention and fame, and spray painted it all up. And then we took it out to the site, and I flipped it over like this, and then I just smashed it. I smashed it, and I smashed it again, and I smashed it again until, headstock broke off, the plates popping out. I just destroyed it. It was dead. And then we took photos of it for the album cover. I threw it away. I threw it away after that. But it lives on forever in that album cover and in those memories. My poor little sledgehammer, started off so nice and then died, but then was redeemed. So anyway, that's the story of my sledgehammer. I have another guitar that's in pieces right now, but it's a nice Telecaster, and I haven't put it together yet. I'm waiting on a few more parts to get here to start working on it, and then I'm going to put together a Telecaster build video, and it might take me a little bit of time to get that out because I'm also putting out the album Otherworldly I, King of Heaven in a couple weeks, and there's kind of a lot going on. So anyway, I hope that you stick around, that you watch that video when it comes out. I hope that you listen to Otherworldly I, King of Heaven on October 2nd when it drops. I hope you join me for my Zoom CD release party on Thursday, October 1st at 8:30 p.m. Let me know if you're coming, and I'll get you that information. God bless. Have a great day.
monsters us out of the storm. None but you.